Welcome back to the channel, where today we are talking about propagating by division. Now before we get started, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do so, and I want to thank all of our subscribers we got recently. We really appreciate everybody, and we want to give a big shout out to everyone, so thank you very much for watching. Alright, so let's get right into this. Plants that you can propagate by division or separation. There is a very fine line defining division and separation. I consider them basically the same thing. You're pulling roots or rhizomes out of the ground and you're separating them or dividing them. So the plants that you can propagate by division or separation are going to be mostly perennials and all of your plants that have suckers, stolons, bulbs, tubers, and rhizomes. So if any of your plants have those characteristics about the base or the roots, you can probably propagate them by simply dividing them and creating new plants. Alright, I want to show some examples here. Let's check these out. Alright, so we're out in the greenhouse. It's about 10 degrees cooler in here with our shade cloth and our canopies covering us up. And I want to do all of this root separation, division, and propagation all in the shade or under some filtered light to avoid burning any of these. Now these are a common plant everybody probably has already growing on the homestead. This is your rhubarb. This is just regular rhubarb. Now we pulled up one plant and you can see all of these simple divisions we have, just tons and tons of propagations that just easily pull off, easily separate, easily divide, whatever you want to call it. And I wanted to show an example. We have these two right here. Nice little twist, and it separates into the water. Same thing with this little rhizome here. Put that right in the water. Now we were able to pull this huge rhubarb. It's about 2-3 years old, so we got multiple propagations off just that one plant, and these are ready to ship. We can put these in a wet rag, tape them to the box, and ship them right off. Those are good to sell at our market. If we're going to propagate, we do this in the fall time, unlike what most people will tell you, only in the spring. See, we want to set these out and put them in the place while the soil is still warm enough that we can propagate it into the ground and have a new cluster come up. So instead of waiting till next spring to pull it up and divide it and plant it and having to wait a whole season for that to grow, we will be putting them in the ground and they will be coming up naturally next spring for us, as opposed to the latter. So you see our red veined sorrel here. This is a super propagator and it's a super bountiful plant. It grows quite a bit. It grows by division also. See, we separated these two off from each other. I stuck this one in our little cuttings box and it was one big bulb. I split it up into 3 or 4 of them there. Very good root development off of those. I'll put them right back on top of the rocks there. Another very easily dividable plant is our bocking comfrey. That propagates itself pretty readily and we can dig it up. We split this into 2 already, which we can probably split into even more plants here very soon. If we dug that up, all of the little rhizomes, we can cut them into pieces and grow new vegetation right from those. All right, this flower is a Jerusalem artichoke flower, a sunchoke flower. We did not want to pull our rhizomes out of the ground because I'm going to leave those a little while before I pull those up to propagate more and store some for winter time and some to sell online. So all of these plants have the undifferentiated cells way down in the base of them, allowing them to grow roots without having roots growing already or bearing a node, because there really isn't nodes on these plants. They grow in a different way than your trees or shrubs or bushes do. So I just wanted to share this cool propagation method. It's very, very easy to do if you have the right type of plant to do so with. So this is just one more method of propagation we've added to our tool belt. We've used this many, many times over to propagate many, many plants over. And it's pretty well fail-proof. Most of these plants that you propagate will pull through like nothing. You really don't have to do a whole lot. I mean, watering them or putting them in water when you separate them, all the common stuff you do when you're propagating. If anybody has any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I'm willing to answer any questions about anything anybody has. I just want to give all our new subscribers a big shout out and thank everybody for watching.